Hello traders, this is Hugh Kimura from TradingHeroes.com, and today I'm doing a mobile trading app review for Forex Crunch. And this is an app that I found recently, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. So I'm going to show you how it works and what's so great about it. So let's take a step back first of all and think about what's out there, what have I been using before. So I have an iPhone, and the first app that I remember was Forex on the Go. I don't know if you remember that app, but it was like $60, I think, if you wanted to buy the full version, and then they would charge like 15 bucks a month for a data feed to trade through your broker, which is kind of ridiculous, but I guess it was the only game in town at the time. So what I did is I just downloaded the free version, and I just used it for basic charting. And then a lot of other, inevitably, brokers apps came out, and other third-party apps came out so that you can chart and trade and do all that good stuff. But nothing has really served as a good desktop replacement. So on my laptop computer at home, I trade using Wanda's Java app because I think that has excellent execution, but it sucks for charting. So for the charting, I actually use Wanda's MetaTrader 4 platform, and I think that's the best thing out there. So if there is going to be a replacement for those, for my desktop, it has to mimic those two things, or it has to combine those two things and make it very usable. So I think this app is almost there, and I think you'll be excited about seeing the features. So first of all, what am I using to trade now? I'm using Wanda's iPhone app, and it's actually pretty nice. It loads up quickly, and as you can see, you go straight into the rate screen. If you turn it sideways, then you get into the chart, but there isn't too much else you can do with the chart. I mean, you can go backwards and forward, but you can't like zoom in or pinch or anything like that. And I don't think it even has any function, any indicators on it. Yeah, there's no indicators. You can just see the different time frames. So it's okay if you're just checking levels and if you just trade price action, but not much else. But this app is easy to use. You can check your accounts, you can check all of your positions, all of that stuff. So pretty nice, just like the Java program. Execution is quick, so I like using that. But for charting, you're gonna need something more. So what else is there? I guess the MetaTrader 5 app came out recently. So not recently, but a little while back, and I was really excited about that because I thought it would be just like the desktop version, but not really. So if you go to the charts, it's a step up from the Wanda charting because you can zoom in, zoom out, you can change the type of chart, candlestick, line, whatever, and you can add indicators. So if we go to the indicators, let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, so we take a look at the indicators here, and since the last time I looked at this, there weren't very many indicators, but as you can see now, there are quite a few more. So this is getting better, definitely. I'm sure MetaTrader does their best to keep up. So quite a few indicators, and you can add multiple indicators to the same chart, which is nice. But other than that, there isn't really much else that you can do here. You can check your trades, check your balances, and all that stuff. You can check your trade history, which I don't have any in here right now, but that's about it. So let's get it into the app that I really like. It's called Trade Interceptor, and it's a free app, totally free. It can run on iOS, Android, and if you still have a Windows phone or a BlackBerry, then I guess they make one for that too. But let's start it up and check it out. So first of all, it shows you the connection status, which is pretty quick. It takes a few seconds, and then boom, you're into the quote screen. So as you can see, there are 4 different Euro US dollar quotes here, And I don't know if you can see it, but there are three pieces of information about that. There's the spread at the top, there's the currency pair, and there's also the feed that it's coming from. So you can actually, there are multiple feed sources in Trade Interceptor, and you can choose which one you want to look at, or you can choose a bunch of them, and you can kind of see the spreads and how prices is moving between those brokers, which is really nice, I think. And I like the fact that the spread is up there because, you know, when you're in the heat of the moment trying to make a trade, sometimes trying to calculate the spread between the bid and the ask is, you know, is a little hard, especially when price is moving a lot. So I think that's a great feature in itself. So if you hook up your broker to Trade Interceptor, you can trade it directly there. The reason that this app is free is because they make their money by being an introducing broker. So you can sign up to them, and you know, they get a small commission or whatever from your trades. So you know, that's how they make their money. But you don't have to do that. You can just use it as a charting app, like I think I'm going to do. Right now, they only have a few data feeds that they have available, and only a few brokers. I think only 4 brokers that you can actually trade through Trade Interceptor on. So they're working on creating some more, but that's, you know, a minor downside to it right now. But I'm sure they'll fix that later on because the rest of this app is really cool. So let's get into some of the other things. You have your registered account screen, so I guess all the different accounts that you would have. You have your RSS news feeds, which I think is really nice because a lot of apps come with a default news feed, and sometimes you want to check out another news feed that's maybe not so popular, or you know, it's just not supported on that app. So here you can just add the RSS feed, and boom, you got yourself whatever news feed you want. Then it gets into the economic calendar, pretty standard stuff, just like other apps. They use Forex Factory, of course, because it's the easiest thing to use. And then we get to the More button, and you know, there's a couple things here that are kind of cool. Like they have some video, and then the education section, which is, you know, going to be heavily skewed to whatever they want. So maybe not so useful, but what is useful here is the alarm section. I think this is really cool because it will allow you to pick a feed, pick your currency pair, and it will send you a alert when price hits a certain level on that currency pair. And the only other way I knew how to do this before was setting up MetaTrader so that it will send your phone a text message. And I wrote a blog about that on how to do it, but it's fairly technical, and you know, this is a much better solution. So I'm not sure if other apps do this. I'm sure there has to be, but this is the first time I've seen it. So I think that's a really cool feature to have. Now let's get back to the charts. So if you click on one of these price quotes, oops, you'll get directly into the chart, and as you can see, it loads really quickly. Just like MetaTrader, you can add multiple indicators. You can zoom in, zoom out, stuff like that. So pretty standard there. You can actually trade, if your Trade Interceptor is hooked up to a broker, you can actually trade directly on the chart, and it will also show your positions directly in the chart, which I don't have any right now, so you can't see it. Now we get into the more useful features that make this more of a desktop replacement. So the first thing is a crosshair. You know, that's something you kind of take for granted on a desktop computer, but on a mobile phone you can't get that until now. So if you just move your finger around, the crosshair will give you the price, you know, and the date or time on the bottom. So that's really nice. Another thing too is you can create a box, so you can see how many pips are, you know, away a certain level is, or how big your box is, whatever, or how many bars, you know, from top to bottom, or from left to right, or whatever. So that the box calculates that really nicely. The next feature is pretty standard. It's the different types of charts, candlesticks, all that good stuff. And then we come to a really cool feature that really won me over with this application. Oh, it's already there. I'm sorry, but if you didn't notice earlier, there are actually two charts on the screen. The top one is a daily chart, and the bottom one is a 1 hour chart. So you can actually have two charts on one screen, and as you can see, the bottom chart actually has multiple indicators on it, and you can do that the same for the top chart. So that's really powerful. You can see your levels on a higher time frame. Then when you want to add indicators, a whole bunch of indicators available. Pretty long list there. And I think there's a few more than MetaTrader has, but the only downside is that you can't add your own indicators to it. I haven't seen any app where you're able to do that, but that's probably coming. So I'd look out for that. If you go back to the chart, a couple more things real quick. They have this. It's like I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a zoom tool. So like at the top of the screen, you see that little magnifying glass, and then as you move around, it zooms wherever your finger is. And I guess that's so that you can see, if you have a lot of charts on the screen at once, you can see exactly where the indicator or the price level is, and you can make a decision based on that. I thought that was really cool. They also have a tools list, which allows you to draw standard stuff like your Gann fan, your Fibonacci fan, but it also has like up and down arrows, and you can put a sticky on there, which is really cool. You can put a note there that what you want to do at that level, or what you were thinking, which is really nice. And then they have a whole bunch of other stuff, like you can mark Elliott waves, all that good stuff. And then yeah, it'll show you which tools you're currently using, and I guess you could erase them as you need to. But yeah, that's about it. As you can see, it's a really powerful trading app, and for now I'm just going to use it alongside my Oanda brokerage app and do kind of the same thing I do on my desktop. And I think I could actually get away with it as long as whatever I'm trading doesn't have any custom indicators. So I hope you find that interesting. I hope you find that helpful. Again, it's a free app available for iOS, Android, Windows Phone, and BlackBerry. So if you've been looking for a way to do your charting when you're away from your desk, this could be a great solution for you. So I hope you found that useful, and thanks for watching.